Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Introverts Corner and our newest episode of Pairings. I'm Susan and
I'm Chantal, and we are so excited because we have the lovely RJ Scott and Vicki Locey with us today. Yay! And for those of you who don't know, Vicki and RJ are like, I don't even know how many books you guys have written. You all have written. You've written
in the hockey books.
Yeah, I mean,
the
together.
hockey books. You have a few series, so are you cumulative? Are you at like 17 or 20 now? Like you have across the whole series.
Yeah, we've just finished writing book 19. So
oh my God.
yeah, in 3 years. So
wow.
yeah,
that's amazing.
That is.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
That is.
Wow.
That's awesome. And so today we're actually chatting about the Raptor Series, and you have book number 5 coming out for the Raptors, don't you?
Colorado.
Yes.
I just from reading this series, I love him. I am so excited for his book. He's so fun.
I know.
I'm very excited for him. Yeah.
Colorado and his emu.
I love that.
Or is it an ostrich? I can never remember.
It's an emu.
It's an emu.
Yeah, Cricker's a flightless wonder. Yeah.
Oh my God, he's fantastic. He's so yeah, when I saw that you were doing Colorado, I was like, oh, thank goodness, because that man, he needs a book.
Yeah, we were very excited for him. We were, we work very loosely, as you can tell just by talking to us. Everything we do is pretty loose. It's, and so we don't like have strict structure on what books are coming next or what, for the most part. But with Colorado, we were kind of like, well, do we want to kind of save him for last? Because there's something about goalies. I don't know what it is, but goalies are so popular in hockey romance.
Yeah.
Can anybody explain what it is about goalies?
They're just so interesting characters. I mean, you look at like Flower, you look at the goalies are just, I know, like they're a special, I don't know. There's just
a special
something
breed.
or like Stan in your Railers series, just like you fall. I just love Stan. I do. I love Stan. So
Stan is an incredibly popular character.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and I have to say, I love that we in the Raptor series get glimpses of the Railers from the Raptor series. So I always enjoy when authors do that, like when they, drop characters in and just, I don't know. I really liked getting to see him, getting to see 10. It was, yeah.
They're kind of real characters to us. So when we were writing the Raptors series, it was like, well, what if they meet the Railers on ice, and the Railers have got 10 and Stan and they're just gonna go straight over the Raptors, and then you have the Raptors actually managing to get a goal against 10, and that's Riker, and Riker's getting a goal against 10, and people out there are kind of like really buying into it. And when the Bolts won the Stanley Cup, Jamie, one of the Rowe brothers, plays for Florida. We were never really specific, were we? I don't think we said it was Tampa Bay.
I don't think we specifically said
Florida.
A city, but
yeah. And we were, somebody out of the blue just put on Facebook that she could imagine Jamie rubbing Brady and 10's noses in it, and it was like, oh my God, people are so invested in this series, and it was so lovely. And then Vicki came up with a really good scene. You tell them what you came up with the Stanley Cup.
Oh, I just typed something out about how Jamie brings the cup to Thanksgiving dinner at the Rowe house, which is, their parents, and then he eats his stuffing and mashed potatoes out of the cup, and the other two are just glaring at him like, oh.
I love that.
That's great.
Yeah,
but it's really excited when the fans and the readers, the readers get into it. Like we have that all the time. I mean, they're always saying, "Oh, I saw this and I thought of 10," or "I saw this and I thought of Stan or Adler or any of them." And it's really lovely that they're so invested in it.
We have a really lovely hockey romance group on Facebook as well, Hockey Romance, and I don't remember how many members we've got, but everybody in there is so lovely, and it's a politics free zone. There's no stress in there. It's just sharing hockey, sexy hockey men and stories, and it's just lovely. It's just a really nice place to get away from the chaos of the world at the moment. So
it is. It's a really nice little oasis on Facebook, because as you say, it's very hard to get away from all that chaos in the world, and that's a nice place, you know.
Yeah.
Like the other day we posted a story about parrots in a UK zoo who were taken out of the zoo because they were cursing at the zoo patrons. And we were like, yeah, exactly. And I'm like, look, Vlad has a parrot that curses. This is Vlad's summer job. He went over there, he taught those parrots how to curse. Yeah.
What would have been really funny is if the parrots cursed in Russian.
Oh,
that would have been the topper. That would have been the topper.
That would have been great.
So how did you come up with the whole Raptors series? Did you like when you were writing the Railers, did you have ideas that you wanted to like go into this, or how did it come about?
I think if I start, I think when we were looking at Railers, we had this franchise that was a brand new franchise, and they happened to get Tennant Rowe and the best coach and the best goalie, and success didn't come easy to them because they were a brand new franchise, but the successes were there. And we were like, well, what would happen if you had a team that was like right on the edge, sort of right at the bottom, a dumpster fire of a team? And that was always kind of, I suppose, at the back of our minds. Do you agree, Vicki?
Yeah, I agree. And then, like in the Railers, we introduced the Raptors via one of our most hated characters that we have ever written, and he was one of the worst that we ever wrote, and but he was what linked us into the Raptors, so that when we concluded with the Railers, we did the YA trilogy.
Right.
Then that kind of led up. So then we had Riker, who was a part of the Railers world. Then he went to college, and then he was drafted to the Raptors. So we kind of just eased that into there. And I still remember, like, our readers were like, "The Raptors! He's going to the Raptors!" Oh my gosh! It was very dramatic. And
you're not going to let Arnie hurt him, are you? Don't let Arnie hurt him. And it's like, no.
Oh, yeah.
Arnie's not going back. But I think we made, in the Railers series, we made the Raptors into this kind of like baddie team, because Arnie was on there. And obviously Arnie was getting away with stuff that other people should have picked him up on and didn't. So they were kind of the baddie team. And why were they so bad? Well, because they didn't have any hope or any pride in their team, or, so that's, it was organic, and I didn't realise. I mean, we must have done this subliminally. I don't know if we did or not, but somebody pointed out that Riker is the cohesive link between all 19 books, because not only is he Jared's son and Tennant's stepson, brother, no, stepson. It's not a stepson brother incest thing. So
no.
And then of course he went to university or to college, and then of course he got traded to the Raptors. So it's like almost like being his journey from the age of kind of 16, 17 and all the way up to joining Raptors. So yeah, it's really good.
I loved it. I think just like when you go, I'm trying to remember when like the last expansion team happened prior to Vegas, because usually expansion teams are not, they're not good. They don't get that one. They don't
come out like Vegas usually. Right.
So I really enjoyed that, because like you feel the tension, because obviously there's going to be tension in the locker room with them losing, and them just having that cancer in the locker room in the form of Arnie, and just, I really enjoyed it. Like book one, then you have like the siblings fighting with Mark, and just like, and the tension with I have my notes. So, I always forget names. I am the worst with names.
Oh, right. Please don't ask us to name anybody from each of the 19 books, okay? Because
what when we're chatting about our books together, because we help each other plot, 9 times out of 10 we'll give one of the heroes the wrong name of a previous hero's. Yeah. So everyone's like Leo to me. So,
yeah. I mean, we just did that like on we were chatting on Wednesday, and Susan was like, and I forget like, you know, so-and-so's name. I'm like, yeah, it was my book. I'm like, yeah, I forget it too. I don't know what his name was. Like,
well, after so many books, it's so hard to keep track of the different names.
Yeah, it is.
Well, glad it's not just me.
We've got in Coast to Coast, which was book 1 in Raptors, we've got, and I remember this, I'm not reading off the back at all. Obviously we have Mark, thanks for reminding me, and Rowan, so Rowen, Rowan, right? And now I'm writing, I've just finished writing a book with another co-author on the second character, the main character is Gideon, but the secondary character is Rowan, so Rowan. Every time I send her back a chapter, she's like, you spelled it wrong again, didn't you? Rowan and Rowan are the same thing.
Yeah.
I help it.
How did you two start writing together?
I was drunk.
She was. No. Actually, do you want to go? Do you want me to go?
I interviewed. I put feelers out for interviewing other hockey writers, because there were a lot of MF hockey writers, and whilst we're talking about that, I just want to say a quick word about Lisa. We've recently lost Lisa Camps, and that was a bit of a tragic thing to have gone through, because she's been part of my hockey journey and certainly a big part of Vicky's hockey journey. So you know,
no, absolutely,
it's her family.
Absolutely.
But I was reaching out to other hockey authors, but there weren't many hockey authors at that time, because there was a bit of an explosion, let's say, 3 or 4 years ago. There was Piper Vaughan and Avon Gale, but other than that, I only really knew Vicki. And so I thought I'd give her an interview to go on my website. And over to you, Vicki.
Well, did you read Point Shot before you did the interview?
I don't think I'd read Point Shot. I think I'd read some of your MF.
Yeah. Well, so that's basically it. She reached out to me and she's like, you know, would you like to do a guest spot on my blog? And I was like, I would love to. And we got to talking, and we didn't talk like this. We actually just did it all on a Word doc. Yeah. And we hit it off really well. And she said, you know, someday I would love to write a book with you. I said, well, I would love that too. And, you know, you do that. You don't think anything of it. But we kind of pursued it. And then we're like, well, let's see how this Railers idea pans out. And it panned out rather well.
I think we wrote the first book. Basically, we sat down and we had this idea. Vicky's a little bit obsessed with age gap romance. Admit it, Vicki, you are.
Yeah. Oh, I will not deny that at all. The bigger the gap, the better too.
We had the idea of an older man, the coach, and a younger player, which brings all this kind of like angst anyway. But then not only that, but the older coach is the brother's best friend. So it was like fireworks. We wrote it in 3 weeks flat, didn't we?
Wow.
Just like that. And every time a chapter arrived in my inbox, that was it. I was sending a chapter back, because we just wrote so well together. Or it was so easy, and it is easy, isn't it, Vicki? We have our moments, but you know.
Well, I mean, you know,
this year's been
besides the
quite
fact
hard.
that you add too many letters to some words.
Yeah, and you keep calling pavements like sidewalks or sidewinders or something like that. Yeah.
Exactly. But other than that, no, we get along, and we still do that. Like, there are some books, not all books run like Changing Lines. I mean, some books take us 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But you know, every so often we'll hit one that.
This one, I think that was the fastest one we've ever written. Wasn't that like
one
2 weeks and 4 days?
Flowed out of us. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
Wait, how long?
4 days?
Apollo and Henry. Yeah.
Okay, well, I haven't read that one yet. Like, I read I read Sugar and Ice, Coast to Coast, Across the Pond, and I'm so I don't want to hear
Okay, all right.
Henry because I'm like, I love
It's
Henry
the
so
only
much.
book that we've ever written where one of the main characters dies at the end. Kidding! I'm kidding!
And then I'm like, wait a minute. He's in Sugar and Ice. Wait, I read Sugar and Ice.
RJ. All of our books are happy ever afters. Don't worry. Apart from Arnie, he doesn't get a happy ever after.
Oh, Arnie, you write a good bad guy. Like he.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We actually had a couple people say, "Are you ever going to try to redeem him?" And we're like, I don't think there's any redemption to him. We're just going to ship him over to some obscure Russian league. Yeah. And let him sit over there in the snow, because I mean you can redeem some characters. I mean, like, even if they're great big,
like Vic.
Yeah,
because I mean, when you first meet Vic out of your Point Shot series, you think, oh my God, this guy is just like, he's a walking
he's a big disaster. Yeah.
But you know, within a chapter, you're like, oh,
you fall in love. I like Vic.
Disaster, but I love you.
I love Vic.
I do.
I actually had a reader who reads all of us message me one day when your most recent book with Vic came out, Vicki, and we had a mutual fanning moment over you. So it was quite nice.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I like characters like that, and RJ does too. We tend to write very deep characters, and so like we like peeling off those layers one by one, and to see why this person acts the way he does. And it's never ever just straightforward as it is in real life. I mean, people do things for a reason.
Right.
The odd person will just do mean things because they're just mean. But generally, people do things for a reason, and it's going, finding out why they do that. That I really like that journey.
Yeah.
I just don't think we'd ever be able to redeem Arnie because he was so nasty to two particular characters that readers love.
Oh, so absolutely.
There's no way we could ever redeem them, because then we would devalue the stories that we told about the other two. So
no, I agree.
No, Arnie's going to stay a bad guy forever. Sorry.
Yeah.
If you've got a soft spot for Arnie.
I do want to talk about the pets you have, just like how you have Frank the macaw. I think I'm saying that right. I might be saying that wrong. Just the way you have these, just like I just love it so much. Then you have the emu running around with the hat on, and how do you come up with this? This is brilliant. I enjoyed so much just like the animal moments.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the emu was all Vicky's idea. She sent the chapter back to me, and I'm like, what the emu in the garden?
I love it.
Why
so
has she
much.
been drinking again?
Where did the come from?
It's such like a rock star thing.
It is.
Like
yeah. So. A lot of times with the pets, they're almost like secondary characters. I mean, I don't want to discredit pets because I love my dog and my kitties, and they are parts of our family. But it's like you said with Frank. I mean, he's definitely a secondary character.
Yeah,
I mean,
Frank's awesome.
He adds stuff to the story. Yeah, and we love sneaking in animals when we can.
No, that's awesome. I enjoy that. So for Colorado's story.
Yes.
So we all love Colorado, how Colorado is very fun-loving and just probably my absolute favorite. And his life is going to change so dramatically with the baby. And I can't wait. I'm so excited. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I love like a Manny romance. I really do. I really do. So I'm so excited for Joseph. And I love that he's called Joseph, at least in the I don't know. I'm excited. I'm so excited for this book.
But I like too that he has his, is it his cousin or his niece?
His niece, Emma.
Yeah. So it's like a little, I mean, it's not just this baby. There's this other child. that's going to be a part of this family too. Like it just, yeah, I think it adds a layer. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm
Do
very
you love
excited.
writing children?
Yeah.
We do.
Actually, Vicki,
What?
we could if this isn't coming out till the 16th of October, we could mention the thing that we're doing for Christmas, couldn't we?
Maybe we could.
Oh,
It could be like a, a scoop.
Ooh,
Like a scoop.
oh, that would be awesome.
Tell them what it's about.
Well, it's about. Do you want me to give them the title and everything? Like reveal
Go for it.
everything?
Go for it.
Okay. We are talking about. It's coming out in November. We will be releasing And Baby Makes Three, where Tennant and Jared add to their family.
Yay! I'm so excited. I cannot wait for that. Oh my gosh. Oh,
And I will find you the cover art and you can show the people watching the cover.
that's awesome. I'm so
Here is the
excited.
cover.
I can just imagine like Stan giving them parenting advice. Or just like, I can't wait. I just can't wait.
He
making
has
sock puppets.
yeah, he has some advice and he does a few
We had
things.
so much
You're a
fun
few
writing
Stan
it.
things.
We had
What's
so
that?
much fun writing it because yeah, I mean, all the railers, you can imagine none of them are standing on the sidelines.
Right.
Everybody's part of it and what have you. So
Oh my gosh. I love it. Oh, look how cute.
Kudos to Meredith Russell.
Oh,
Meredith
yeah.
Russell,
Her
yeah.
cover art, as always.
Yes.
Oh.
I love it.
It's already written, it's off with the editor, and we had so much fun writing it because Jared and Ten are my favorite couple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
They need all the happiness they can get, especially
yeah.
after what happened, and
Right.
we can't talk about that in case somebody hasn't read Changing Lines. So in case somebody hasn't read Changing Lines.
She's
If
like
they
Hannah
haven't,
White
they need to
without.
go do that because like I love that series. I really do. Oh.
So part of what we do is Susan and I, we pair books, or in this case series, with food and drink. Okay.
So Chantal, do you want to share what you made for today?
Okay, so and I have to say that this is not originally what I was going to make. I had a little a little issue this morning when I was making. I didn't buy the correct ingredients, and
Oh,
so
that's like me all the
yesterday-
time.
I know. So I was like, oh, well, that's okay. I'll go. I have enough time that I can run to the little grocery store that's just around the corner, and I can get what I'm missing. And then I went out, and there was this huge truck blocking my driveway, and I didn't know who it belonged to, so I couldn't get out of my driveway.
Oh no.
So anyway, long story short, I had to rethink because then I didn't have enough time to get everything. So I made, I thought hockey, like, I don't know, fun food for hockey. So I made chili con queso and,
Wow.
and I almost dropped them. Chili con queso and just chips. Like I didn't make the chips. But then for drink, so I was debating between Dr. Pepper because, but I decided to go with, because this goes so well with chili con queso and chips, vodka and tonic, because I felt like I had to get a little salute.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It is 5 o'clock somewhere. And I can't drink vodka straight like Vod does, but I thought I would do vodka tonic. So those are mine.
Oh, very good.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. That's awesome.
So what about you, Miss Susan?
I went for more of a dessert approach. But I was like, well, it's hockey players, if they're in training, they might have to make it a little more healthier. I want something that their team nutritionist might approve of. So I made, they're officially called like energy balls. So they have, it's oatmeal and mini chocolate chips and peanut butter and a little bit of honey. And then the really healthy part is there's like a half a cup of ground flaxseed in this.
Oh,
very
And you
nice.
don't have to bake them. You just mush this all together and put it in the freezer.
oh,
I like that a lot.
So that was very easy. It did get very messy, but so when you bite into it, it tastes like the inside of a Snickers bar. So like peanuts and like, so they're really, really good.
So if you paired that with a bar of chocolate, that would be like a Snickers bar.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I think I just found a hack to make it at home if you don't have one. And then for my drink, I went with a hot tea and I chose a chai because I figured, and it's this chai, I have the box here. It's chai it's ultra spice. So there's extra cinnamon and cardamom and cloves and ginger in there. So it's just a stronger spicy flavor. And I thought, well, your books are quite spicy as well. And so yeah.
I like the connection.
Yeah. So yeah, so cheers. So
cheers.
Oh,
Cheers, English copper.
Can I say, I always like that. I feel like your selections are always nice and healthy. And then like, I'm like, you know, making chili con queso with like, it's Velveeta and like, you know, I mean, it's
but like
not healthy.
I mean,
vodka and tonic, like, woo.
But if we put them together, we have like,
It balances out.
we have this like, this lovely, yes. Yeah. So
It's just like the couples in the series. They all
yes, they balance each other. It's like a good,
Oh,
You did
very
that.
nice.
I like it. You're good.
Is Colorado's book, do you think it's going to be the last one in the Raptor series, or are you open to doing more, or is it a secret and that's fine?
With that look on her face. As it stands now, it is the last book in the Raptor series. And I'm not
Yeah, go on, go for it.
we may possibly have a new series in the works.
Oh, awesome.
Ooh,
Cool.
I feel like we're getting a lot of.
You're getting a lot of scoops.
We really
Yeah.
are.
I love this. This is great.
Ooh,
Yeah, you're getting all the scoops.
we are getting all the scoops. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh. Do you want to share any more?
we might have something exciting for Valentine's Day as well. And that's all we're saying.
Okay. All right. Well, we look forward to that.
We might not. We might just be mucking around with you.
We'll have to stay tuned.
You've already had one big scoop.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Need more.
I thought, I just want to try to push it a little bit more, see what else we can do. Doesn't hurt to try.
No.
But you all write so fast. Like, I mean, how many?
That is something I wanted to ask is like, so are you kind of like plotting out the story ahead of time? Like, it's just magic.
do not plot. We are anti-plotters. We
Oh,
are
okay.
complete pantsers. We will sit down. We write the blurb, weirdly enough. We have this idea, we'll see a piece of news or we'll have an idea and one of us will come on and say, have you seen this? This would make a really good story. And we've got a little document full of stories. And then we'll create a character. We take a character each and we both work in a Google Doc at exactly the same time and we write the blurb. I will write my half, Vicki will be writing her half, and then something she says in hers will make me think about changing mine, or something I write in mine will infer into hers, and that's how we start to build our characters, and that is all we know. Literally, we don't know what the story is going to be, we don't know where it's going, we don't know how it's going to unfold at all. And the only time we've ever really plotted any, I can't really think of when have we've never really plotted something, have we, apart from months of the year that certain things have to happen for something in the future that you're gonna get.
Yeah.
That was the only plotting we did, like in August it has to be this, and in October it has to be that, but besides that
Yeah, there's really no plotting, and we like the only plotting we do, and I can't even know you really call it plotting, is like we'll send the chapter back. We do have the advantage that she's in the UK and I'm in the US, so we have like a 5-hour time difference. So there has been lots of times when I will sign on in the morning at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and there's a chapter waiting for me because she's 5 hours ahead. And many times I'll read that chapter and I'll be like, hot diggity dog. Like, I gotta write mine now. So there are days when we will really turn around 2,000-3,000 word chapters in a day. So that's how we can crank it out. But like, as for plotting, we'll come back and be like, okay, what did you think of that? No, oh, I love it. Great chapter. Okay, what's happening in the next chapter?
Yeah.
And
it might be something like, I might write, this happens in my chapter, and I'll say, well, it would be really cool if you could go into my chapter and just add in how your character would actually say X, Y, Z. I wasn't in his head, and it's like, I kind of would love to see this. And then Vicki would go, well, I want to see this, and then we'll sort of meld it. It's really difficult to explain our process because you have to kind of be there.
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
kind of works. Yeah. We're on the same wavelengths, I guess.
Yeah, and our processes, even when our processes are very similar. I mean, that's probably why we work so well together, because if she was a heavy plotter and I was a pantser, I can't even imagine what that would be like to try to work with somebody. Like,
it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work. No.
Because I mean, you could say, oh, we want Colorado to do this in chapter 8, but actually, the way we work, there's no way we were going to get Colorado to do that in chapter 8 because of something that happened in chapter 3. I think Stephen King said that he didn't know what his characters were going to do because he hadn't met them yet. And I think that's kind of how we write, in that we learn our characters as we write them. So it is a pantser kind of writing. There is no plotting, although we do have a very extensive document of hockey jersey numbers, positions, what team they were in before, that kind of thing, so that you've got the throwaway lines like, oh yeah, I remember when I was at Boston, blah 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 blah. So you have that. But
we try. We try to keep track of that. So we're usually pretty good. Sometimes we miss things, and then the readers will be like, what was his jersey number?
He changed his jersey number because he did.
Tsunami. Yeah. I don't know. But,
I love that, because Susan, actually, she writes the blurb. You often write a blurb first.
I write the blurb first, which I thought was odd, but now I'm happy to know I'm not the only person who does that. So that's good. I don't know. It helps me. I don't know why. I don't know.
It's almost like a mini outline.
Yes.
In a way.
Yeah.
In a way. But it's not greatly detailed. There's not all, you're not hitting plot points, but it is a little mini outline where you're like, okay, well, and a lot of times, even like with the solo books, even with our co-authored books, we'll write the blurb, and then halfway through the story, we're like, we're gonna have to tweak the blurb because this way instead of going this way.
Right.
Which is easy enough to do, but I always write the blurb.
One word. It could be that we wrote the character as being stubborn. So in the blurb, we've written down the stubborn, blah blah blah. But actually, when it comes down to it, he's only stubborn because he hasn't been shown a different way of doing things, or he hasn't learned a different way. So actually, he's not stubborn. He might be confused, or he might be overwhelmed, or so it's just things like that get changed. So
yeah. No, that's awesome.
That's awesome. So I feel like we've had a lot of I don't want to say what's happening next, because I feel like you all have told us what's going to be happening next. We've had all these great little surprises. But do you all have anything individually that's
yeah.
you?
Just a few.
Sorry. Yeah, Vicki, you go first, because I've got to make a list.
Oh my gosh.
Coming up.
Let me see. I have to look at my list on my handy dandy corkboard. Oh my goodness, I have so much coming out. It's not even funny. I have a new Tales of Bryant coming out in next week, actually.
Oh, wow.
Bro, I better get around and get things done for that. And then I have a Christmas book, which was the second of my Laurel Holidays. It was called The Christmas Pundit. I'm just reading that over now for a final before it goes to formatting.
It's awesome. It's an awesome book.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Then I guess, I mean, like, we have 2021 is fully scheduled in already.
Wow.
Between our book, my books, her solo books, and our co-author book. I mean, 2021 is filled out. But in January, I have a new book coming out in The World According to Liam, which is in my According to Liam series.
Nice.
And then there's other things which I can't touch on because they're
secret.
That's awesome.
We can't.
RJ, what do you have coming?
Well, besides the earth-shattering news that we're writing Baby Makes 3, Jared and 10 extending their family, coming to an e-reader near you soon. I've got another co-authored book with Meredith Russell, who did the cover who does all the Railers cover art. That's a boyfriend for hire book called Gideon. I've got Cupcakes at Christmas, which is my Christmas standalone book. It's quite a long book actually, but it's the story of a bit like Great British Bake Off. I don't know if you see
love
that
that show. I love it so much.
So it's kind of
Such a
like
good
that,
book.
but based in America. But it's not. They're filming it in Canada, in Banff, which is, we were lucky enough to go there last year before the shit hit the fan. So
yeah.
It's all based around Banff and snow and mountains, and very, very Christmassy. So that's really good. And then next year, I mean, I've got 3 more single dads books scheduled in, plus another boyfriend for hire, plus 1, 2, 3, 5 hockey books with Vicki. So yeah, it's a busy year.
Busy, yeah. Wow.
I'm exhausted.
We also have something else that we've both written for, which is a charity anthology that will be coming your way on the 1st of November.
Ooh.
I believe it's the 1st of November. Yeah, there's basically 15 authors that have written Christmas stories, and we are releasing that, and we're raising money for the Trevor project. Yes, we are, aren't we? So also all income will go to the Trevor project. So we're hoping to raise some nice money with that. It's 15 Christmas stories from authors that really love Christmas. So hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah, and more on that to follow, obviously.
Awesome.
Yeah. Scoops.
Oh.
You girls have gotten so many.
Yeah.
It's like an ice cream shop in here.
And I'm the only one drinking vodka. Like, I mean,
I know.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what's in your cups, but I thought I was the only one.
We say this is a water bottle, but
it's not.
It's not.
Hey, we got you guys liquored up, and you started sharing stuff.
Oh my gosh, you don't want to see that.
See that.
Well, I'm very excited to have had you on today, and thank you so much for joining us. We love you guys so much, and we're really happy that you shared some time with us today on here.
Thank you
so
much.
Yeah,
thanks for having us.
Colorado.
Yes.
We love you gals too.
In the description box below, we'll put links to your websites and social media, and so everyone can follow you and check out your books. We look forward to reading Colorado when it comes out on the 16th.
Yep.
Rock and roll.
So thank you, and we will see everyone later.
Bye.